The papyrus, put it on my table every month. I don't wanna be sad. Don't even try to hide it. No, I don't wanna lose it. And you say how it is, it's so inviting. The papyrus, we're all so alive. The papyrus.
We bring you the Papyrus TV News Update. You're welcome. First, the headlines. Journalist accuses activist of smear campaign targeting Ezekwesili, Akpoti-Uduaghan. Obasanjo, Nigerian leaders still have unfinished job in nation building. JAMB faces legal pressure to release full UTME questions answers over mass failure. FCTA to demolish over 10 illegal duplexes built on Abuja Green area. EFCC exposes alleged 868 million naira diversion by ex-acting accountant general. Wike threatens to withhold funds from area councils over teachers' strike. World Bank reveals NNPC only remitting 50% of subsidy removal revenue to Federation. The news in details. Veteran journalist Mazi Obinna Oparaku Akuwudike has debunked explosive allegations by self-proclaimed activist Sandra Duru, accusing her of orchestrating a malicious blackmail campaign against former Minister of Education Dr. Obi Ezekwesili and Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan. Speaking on Adeola Fayehun's YouTube show on Monday, Akuwudike denied claims that Ezekwesili was paid to appear before a Senate committee investigating sexual harassment allegations against Senate President Godswill Akpabio. Duru, popularly known as Professor Ngbeke, had alleged in a Facebook livestream that Akpoti-Uduaghan privately told her the harassment accusations were fabricated and that both Ezekwesili and the International Federation of Women Lawyers (FIDA) were paid to intervene in her favor. Akuwudike firmly refuted these claims as completely unsupported and false, revealing that he was initially contracted by Duru with 2.5 million naira to produce videos discrediting Akpoti-Uduaghan. He said he withdrew from the assignment after noticing inconsistencies and after Duru went public with the unfounded claims. He now views the campaign as a calculated attempt at blackmail. As of press time, neither Dr. Ezekwesili nor FIDA has issued a response. Progressively, at the public unveiling of Alhaji Sule Lamido's autobiography in Abuja, former President Olusegun Obasanjo emphasized that Nigeria's leadership, past and present, still has unfinished business in ensuring the country meets its full potential. Delivering a heartfelt speech while presenting Being True to Myself, a memoir chronicling Lamido's life, Obasanjo said Nigeria is still far from the vision he and other leaders worked for. He recalled appointing Lamido as foreign minister in 1999 after the original nominee declined, recalling Lamido's refusal to submit an undated resignation letter as a mark of accountability. Obasanjo lauded Lamido for playing a pivotal role in rehabilitating Nigeria's international image post-military rule and for his developmental efforts as Jigawa state governor. Our job is not finished until it is finished, he stressed. Meanwhile, over 1.5 million students who scored below 200 in the 2025 UTME may trigger a legal shutdown, as their legal representatives, John Nwobodo and Associates, have formally requested the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board (JAMB) to release the full set of questions and answers administered during the exam. The firm alleges the mass failure suggests a possible malfunction in JAMB's grading software and demands transparency for public trust. Citing drastic score variations and lack of access to marked responses, the lawyers say the current system only shows aggregate subject scores, offering no means for candidates to evaluate their actual answers. They warned of possible legal action under the Freedom of Information Act if JAMB fails to respond swiftly. Over 70% of candidates reportedly scored below 200 this year, fueling widespread criticism. In another development, the Federal Capital Territory Administration (FCTA) has ordered the demolition of more than 10 duplexes constructed illegally on designated green land in Abuja's Wumba district. FCT Development Control officials said the developer ignored multiple stop work orders and continued building without any legal approval or allocation. During an inspection tour, FCTA coordinator Felix Oboa and senior directors declared the buildings will be razed within 48 hours. The Director of Development Control, Mukhtar Galadima, noted that the structures were marked at various stages of construction, but the developer proceeded regardless. Other FCTA officials warned that such illegal developments undermine Abuja's urban planning and environmental safety, contributing to heat waves, flooding, and deforestation. Moving on, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) presented damning testimony before the Federal High Court in Maitama, detailing how former Acting Accountant General of the Federation, Chukwunyere Nwabuoku, allegedly diverted over 868 million naira through fake security expenditure claims and dummy companies. ICPC investigator Goody Johnson testified that Nwabuoku directed ministry staff to transfer funds meant for the Ministry of Defense into accounts of companies like T-Mel, Touch Global, and M Daddies Limited, with millions later traced to property purchases and generator payments. A property worth 65 million naira was linked to him and seized. The court admitted documents from multiple agencies, including ONSA, CCB, and Zenith Bank, as evidence. The case was adjourned to May 22 and 23. Furthermore, FCT Minister Nyesom Wike has warned that the FCTA will withhold 10% of the statutory allocations to area councils that continue to ignore his directive to implement the new minimum wage for primary school teachers. The ongoing strike, now in its third week, has crippled public education in the territory. Wike expressed frustration over the council's inaction despite funding interventions from the FCTA and vowed to ensure payments are made directly to teachers, bypassing council authorities if necessary. He announced plans to establish a monitoring committee to enforce compliance. The strike was launched by the Nigeria Union of Teachers (NUT), which has insisted it will not resume academic duties until the new wage structure is fully implemented. In final report, the World Bank has revealed that the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited (NNPC) is remitting only half of the revenue gains realized from the removal of petrol subsidies to the Federation account, keeping the rest to offset past debts. This disclosure is contained in the bank's latest Nigeria Development Update, released Monday, May 12. Despite the official subsidy removal by October 2024, NNPC only began transferring funds in January 2025, and even then, only 50%. The World Bank warned that withholding full proceeds undermines transparency and sound fiscal policy. The update also noted that Nigeria's 2025 budget includes overly ambitious revenue targets and advised close monitoring to avoid an unmanageable fiscal deficit. President Tinubu recently sacked the board of NNPC Limited amid corruption investigations. The EFCC is now probing former GCEOs Mele Kyari and Abubakar Yaradua over alleged misappropriation of funds and is reviewing salary records of 14 current and retired executives. The IMF has also called for greater openness in oil revenue management to ensure that fuel subsidy removal benefits the broader economy.
The papyrus, put it on my table.